Last time on round sailing, we sailed to the rock island Utklippan. We looked at the view from the lighthouse and went on a seal safari, before visiting the crash site where a Russian submarine went aground in 1981.
The sea is like glass. Är det kallt?
Ja, det är liksom det är knappt ljummet. Vill du känna?
Nej.
Fy.
Anchor is up and we're leaving. We have about 25 nautical miles today to Kristianopel, which is just a small old fishing harbor on the east coast. So this was our last stop in the BALTIC archipelago. So we have entered Kalmar Strait now. We're heading north, and right now we have around 7 to 8 knots apparent wind from the east. We're almost at the beam reach. We're doing 4.6 to 5 knots over ground, so it's pretty smooth sailing right now. And there's a lot of boats out today, also heading north. And I guess the reason is that the winds have been from the north for I don't know how long. It's been crazy really. So I guess a lot of boats takes this opportunity to go north. Kalmar Strait is pretty known to be, you often have headwinds here, from what I heard. I have never sailed in Kalmar Strait actually. I have always went on the outside between Gotland and Öland.
For lunch I made oven-baked carrots, parsnip, mushrooms and leek with a fresh green salad.
There are shoals on both sides of the channel into the harbor, so it's quite a narrow little channel, and we're soon in Kristianopel.
There was plenty of space in the harbor when we arrived, and we were lucky to get a spot alongside the wall, something we prefer nowadays with Vera on board.
Kristianopel is a small but historically important village, since it used to lay at the border between Denmark and Sweden. It was founded by the Danish king Christian IV in 1603 and was built as a fortified town to protect the border against Sweden. The king named the town after himself and added Opel to give the name more of a cosmopolitan ring as in Constantinople.
Johan's sister and her family came to visit us, and Vera got to hang out with her 3 months younger cousin again.
har du hittat?
Kläder på den.
Old style lighthouse. So they had a basket full of, I guess, charcoal or stone coal maybe. They just hoisted up to guide the ships into the port of the harbor. The village was sacked by the Swedes in 1611. Yeah, there's been a lot of fighting between Sweden and Denmark over this. So I guess it was an important, small but important place back then. So dinner time soon. Går det?
Det går bra. We're making midsummer wreaths, I think you call it. And today it's midsummer, and it's a big holiday and tradition in Sweden that we celebrate with flowers and food and song and dance. So I have decorated the boat a little bit with birch branches. And now we're making this wreath for, I think, I'm making this for me. I will see how it goes. It's more like a triangle now than a round ring. And then Cecilia's making one for, I think, Ronja. And we'll make one for Vera too. Like baby wreaths. Hey!
Ja, vad säger man?
Oh, what do you think, Vera? They turned out good, but a little bit big for Vera.
So now the dinner is served down below.
Yeah, so we will have midsummer lunch.
Nypotatis.
We have a version of the midsummer food. There are different things you can have. But typical is egg that you might have some fish eggs on. Caviar. But we have Kalle's caviar. It's in a tube instead. Fresh potato that you boil with dill. Then dessert, fresh strawberries with whipped cream. We have the salmon, which we have chosen a hot, warm smoked salmon. And then you have the herring in different sauces. This is with mustard. This is just a normal one with spices, I think. And then we have some vegetarian options, halloumi, radish.
So not super traditional.
No, it's a little mixed up, modern.
Yeah.
But I like that, when you can take what you will eat what you like. That's good, I think.
And then of course we will have some snaps.
Yes, some snaps.
Yeah, this took a while to prepare on the boat.
Yeah, you made it super nice.
Men vi får ta en snaps då.
Helan går, tjolahopplalallej. Helan går, tjolahopplalallej. Och den som inte helan tar, han heller inte halvan får. Helan går, tjolahopplalallej. Skål!
Den är god.
Klappa takten.
We have decided to just sail over to Öland today, 12 nautical miles, to meet Malin's uncle and cousin. And the harbor is called Grönhögen. And hopefully it looks like we're going to get the beam reach over in 10 to 12 knots of wind, so probably really good sailing today.
Midsummer was over and we said goodbye to our visitors and cast off the lines and left Kristianopel.
The wind is picking up a bit, so I'm going to take a reef in the main. So we're get a bit less heel. I think we were right like we are, but could be more comfortable. So.
We do all the reefing up by the mast, something I have learned to like over the years, and nowadays actually prefer more than lines led after the cockpit. I always make sure to tighten the leech line to remove any flutter in the sail, especially if the wind is strong. Using the leech line correctly will make your sails last a lot longer, so don't forget to use it.
We're sailing close haul right now, so it's almost straight into the wind. So that's why it's heeling quite a lot right now. And this little lady has done number 2, so I will change her diaper. And I think it will be a little bit more challenging than normally. But it will go alright. And then it's time for lunch for Vera and for us. But we don't have much left right now.
No.
So
And it's a bit more complicated, feeding a baby, changing diapers. Like Malin said, when you're heel over like this.
it's ready-made food. It's all organic and no additives or anything. So this is with lentils, quinoa, vegetables, fruit, olive oil and rosemary and a little bit of broth.
Är det kul att segla?
Åh, du är glad.
She seems to like the healing.
After a few hours, we arrived in Grönhögen, a small village on the southwest coast of Öland, and my uncle and his family met us on the dock. The Great Alvar, as this area is called, is a 260 square kilometers barren limestone terrace with a very thin layer of soil on top, which gives this place its special vegetation and fauna.
Limestone has been quarried on Öland all the way back to the 13th century. So there's a reason why you see it in the buildings almost everywhere on the island.
While walking, we bumped into several vipers and grass snakes that were soaking up the sun. The viper is the only venomous snake we have in Sweden.
so this whole area where we are now is a big nature reserve. So yeah, when we were driving down to the lighthouse, it's a pretty big area.
Yeah.
And you have cows and sheep and deers walking freely together. So it's really beautiful area.
Yeah.
And you have seals out there on the rocks. Yeah, and this is, as you said, Swedish tallest lighthouse.
Yeah.
It's called Långe Jan. That's tall Jan or Jan.
Yes. And a lot of bird, what do you call that? Bird watchers. They come to this area because there's a lot of different species coming here. So it's a pretty popular spot for that.
Yeah, because when the birds traveling, they stop here. They
Yeah.
make a stop to rest.
This is the wall that goes all the way across the island that Karl X Gustav built, the king, to close in his deers that was on the south side of this wall, because he wanted to come here to hunt. Imagine the work to just build this wall. And I guess he made the farmers to build it for him.
We're going to the windmill over there for pizza. It's a pizzeria here in Granhagen, the green pile. That's the name of the village we're in. The remnants of 2 good pizzas. Though we were so hungry and we forgot to film. Really lovely evening.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you are new to our channel, please check out our playlists and don't forget to subscribe. See you next week!